I love the fact that you've taken a very um with strength, a leader's role as an actress and as a unnamed and uncredited producer and kind of a union organizer with your actors. And I hope that you will be able to continue to do so with great joy.
Well, thank you. But I've had great opportunities and wonderful people that I've met of all races, and especially my race.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, when I started the Vision Theater, I was very disappointed because what I wanted to do was have a museum in the lobby because it was a big, nice, big lobby, and I wanted it based on the Egyptian pharaohs.
Mm.
And I had a nightclub, a jazz club, and I had Muslim security, and I wanted them to stand there and tell the story as the kids came through. And I said the adults would be $1 and the children would be 50 cents.
Mm.
To come, and they come all day and see Akhenaten and all the big pharaohs. Well, when I talk to Black people about it, I see a shade come down over there. What the hell am I talking about? We
Yeah,
don't. We have to see things, and we don't see it.
that is so very true. When I was going to school, I was very frustrated in elementary school that Black history was only slavery, the Jim Crow, the civil rights movement. That was it. And I thought that can't be enough. So when I was in high school, I was invited to a lecture about Egypt because they were bringing the King Tut exhibit to Los Angeles. This was back in the 70s. And this Black man was leading the group and he showed these images, and the people in the images were dark skinned. He said, "You're not going to see this, but Egyptians are African. We had dynasties. We were kings. We were queens." And all of a sudden I felt like, oh, yes, this feels right to me. I come from royalty. And because we have not really emphasized that in our teachings in schools throughout the United States to everyone, not just Black children, but everyone, to have respect for the fact that there were major dynasties that existed. They were many, many years ago. However, they were doing a lot of things. They had incredible craftspeople. They were sailing back and forth from Africa or African countries in South Africa to the Americas, going back and forth, trading and so forth. We don't learn any of that. And to me, that would give us a great deal of respect for the culture, even if they lost their power like the Greeks did and like the Romans did, but they still deserve the respect.
That's what the vision was about.
Mm.
That's what the museum was about. The vision was showing, we're always telling our kids we come from kings, we were kings, we were queens. Well, when? When?
Right.
Where is it? So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to show them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but they were not ready for it. They
Yes.
didn't have the vision. When I lost the vision, I looked up at God and I said, why?
Mm.
What's wrong? He said, there's no vision here. I said,
Right.
oh, okay. And with that, I walked away like I'd never been there.
Well, it's difficult, especially now with all this stuff that's going on with Ron DeSantis and these people that are talking about critical race theory and they don't know what they're talking about because it's not something taught in elementary or high school. It's a law law school course. But they don't want us to learn, or they don't want our children learning about some really important people like Rosa Parks, and this is insanity to me. And I'm looking and struggling for a way to get the word out so that we can block these things. I know people are bringing a lawsuit in Florida, certain people connected to the college community, but we need this education, not just the bad things that happen. There are great inventors that are Americans that came
Of
from this
course.
country. I just saw somebody sent me a TikTok video showing all the things that we couldn't do if we hadn't had these inventors, including there are elements of the cell phone that were invented by a Black inventor. So I all I can say is I hope that somebody will pick up the mantle because your idea was probably just a little ahead of its time. I think
Believe me, there are people who are picking up the mantle, but we're not hearing about them.
right.
Hear about them years later. There's on the Jeffersons,
Mm-hmm.
Ralph the doorman,
Mm-hmm.
the doorman. I mean, his wife is from Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
and every year she celebrates his death. We have a dinner, and she is a professor,
Mm-hmm.
and she writes about all these things. She's still working today. She travels all over. They give her things she has to research and then to go and speak in all these different countries.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just phenomenal.
I'm sure some of our viewers are wondering how you've maintained your youthfulness.
Well, because I'm 30,
Uh-huh.
because we are spiritual beings as well as physical.
Mm-hmm.
As spiritual beings, we have no age and we have no time.
Very
So I
true.
choose to vibrate on 30. And that keeps me working. I can work as long as I want to because I'm still 30. But
That's
I do play 100 and I do play 90. I
mm-hmm.
play all those things, but I'm still 30.
That's awesome.